Um, so just bear with us as our recording starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey guys, welcome to 2016. What?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of you. I hope that you had a fun and festive time with your family, full of tamales and everything else that's good. We are now at the part of the year where it is time to grind, rise and grind, rise and grind. So we're going to kick off this year with one heck of a call on this day of the week, which we call our favorite because we get to spend it with all of you.
And it's pretty awesome because yesterday a lot of you just really left the search call super inspired and pumped. There's a lot of great content, a lot of awesome news, new releases coming up. You know, Beachbody always delivers, and they over deliver over and over and over again. And so we have a lot of awesome product launches coming up.
But before we talk about the product launches, let's talk about the Success Club trip, guys. Who was actually on that surge call? Raise your hand. Yeah, wasn't it awesome? Wasn't it awesome? Okay, so one of the first things that I did was go and look up this resort, the Hard Rock Resort at Punta Cana, and oh my goodness, that place looks freaking amazing.
Right. And if you were not on the surge call, you can still tune in. Everything was recorded, so you could tune in. It was just like 2 hours, 3 hours of Carl Deichler. There was 2 hours. Carl Deichler led the call. He was a host, and they had the top, certain leaders come out and share tips. And, Darren O'Lean came out talking about the new Shakeology. So it was just a great way to start the year. Right before Super Saturday and the product launches. One of the things that they talked about, it was Success Club trip.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Success Club trip, it's a trip that we have once a year, and it's based off of qualifications. Like you can earn the trip completely paid for 100%.
You know how you earn it?
And so that's what we're going to talk about today.
I'm going to tell you how you earn it. You earn it by doing what 4 coaches did last month, and that was hit Success Club. So real quick, high five to the 4 coaches that hit Success Club, and that's you.
Yay.
High five. Alex. High five. Sarah. High five.
Sarah, okay, go ahead.
And then me. High five.
I told Sarah, I was like, Sarah, you made me grow another Ghana. That girl hit Success Club on New Year's Eve. She got all 6 points on that last day. She's like, I'm determined, Steph. I'm not giving up. And she did it.
Six points in one day, Sarah. Imagine if you did that every day for a month, you'd have 180.
I was in my
Success Club points.
I was in my back office refreshing, and so I grew another Ghana.
That's crazy. I don't even know if I did that right. 6 times 30. Don't correct my math. Anyhow, guys, what I wanted to really highlight is that's what it takes. That's what it takes to get on this trip for free. Basically, the way that it works is you get 5 cruise dollars for every Success Club point that you hit. And it doubles when you hit Success Club 5. So you hit Success Club 5, it doubles, or if you hit Success Club 10, it doubles. You need a total of 1,200 points by the end of the year. So if you want to keep it super, super simple, that is Success Club 10 every month, and you've got a free trip. You can do it faster than that, though, because in January, they have double dollars. And what that means is that whatever you get in January, they double all the way up to $500. So if you get if you get 25 Success Club points in January, you will max out and you will have accrued $500 of that $1,200 trip. Okay, that should be your mindset right now, is to grind January and get the majority of it paid for here in January.
Right, so you can get it all paid for plus an additional money to spend. And they're doing it a little bit different. this for that particular.
You can go look at the rules.
Club.
You can go look at the rules and all of that. We want to continue with this call. The other big things that they mentioned on this call were the Beachbody On Demand. Beachbody On Demand is now going to let us, at the end of January, it is going to let you and every one of your customers buy a program without purchasing the DVDs. So that means that they can get access to their favorite programs on Beachbody On Demand without purchasing a DVD at a fraction of the cost. So if a program typically costs $90, they can pay $45 and just have the electronic version, which is really cool. That's really cool.
Unlock codes.
But what really gets me excited are the new Energize and Hydrate packets.
Finally!
Energize and Hydrate packets. Okay, so the way they're going to do this is they're going to sell us 10 packs of Energize and Hydrate. Now, why am I so excited about that? Because all it takes is just one little serving of Energize, and you're hooked on the feeling. Yeah, first one's free. It's like crack. Y'all guys know.
That's pretty intense.
Oh, Energize is pretty intense. It's the only way that I'm getting through hammer and chisel right now. Which, if you haven't been able to tell, it's working.
Again.
The last thing was Super Saturday. Super Saturday is this Saturday, guys, or Friday or Sunday, depending on who's running it in your local market. Make it a point to make it out there. If you do, there is a very, very high chance that you are going to be able to try the new Shakeology. Mocha flavored Shakeology.
Can everybody else hear us? No? Okay, good.
Okay. So mocha flavored Shakeology, more than likely it is going to be at your local Super Saturday. I've seen a lot of the coaches that are leading this. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of them, they have extra bags. And I think corporate has been sending out extra bags, to all the top Super Saturday spots, and they're gonna raffle them off. So you might have an opportunity to get a free bag of the new mocha Shakeology flavor by attending Super Saturday. Okay, so those were the big things, guys. This year is the year of belief, and your first opportunity to really, really show that you believe is going to be on January 19th, because that is going to be the first day of registration for this Success Club trip. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys that window is about that big. It's about that big on January 19th. I did the math. They said that there's going to be 7,000 people at this trip. Okay, now that means that there's going to be 3,500 coaches, because everybody gets to bring a guest. Out of those 3,500 coaches, 1,000 of them are going to be able to register early. That's elite coaches, and that is all-star legends. So that means on January 19th, there's going to be 2,500 spots available. And 2,500 spots, guys, goes like that. Now, the way that this Success Club trip works, if you go into the back-end office, you can read all about it. The only requirement for you to go onto this trip is to accrue 20 Success Club points by September. That's the only requirement. 20 Success Club points by September. Now, granted, if you only have 20, that means that you got to cover the difference with your own cash. Okay?
20 by September?
20 by September. That's nothing. Okay. If you take that approach, you got to pay your own cash. We want you to earn it. Steph and I were going out to this trip to Jamaica, and we're not paying anything, and we're covering our flight. That's it. And the rest of it's being paid for. That's the way to do it. So that is going to be your first opportunity to really show that you believe. Okay, really, really show that you believe. And that's really the topic of this call, guys. Okay. 2016 is the year of belief. And I want to talk about that for a bit, because none of this would be possible if Carl Deichler and Jonathan Cogden didn't believe. Okay, for those that don't know the story, Beachbody got started in the back of a pickup truck. Two guys had the audacity and the belief to go out into Santa Monica, California, and sell home-based workouts to a bunch of buff people. I mean, you're at the beach, you're going to be buff, or maybe not, but most people, whatever. They had the audacity to believe that they were going to be able to turn home-based workouts into the fitness empire that it is right now. And they met objection after objection, criticism after criticism, and yet they kept on going. They kept on taking action. And now we have a massive network that has really revolutionized the fitness industry. Okay. Another guy who believed was Tony Horton. Tony Horton, he was a washed up actor. I mean, this guy, if you've ever heard him share his story live, which if you make it out to Success Club, there's a good likelihood that he'll share it because it's one of the best parts. He will tell you that he struggled to find a job. His whole career was trying to be the next Jim Carrey. That's who he wanted to be. And he got turned down time and time and time again. But what he did do is he believed in himself, and he believed that there was a bigger calling for him. Tony Horton got synced up with another man that believed, Carl Deichler. And that mastermind created P90, which turned into P90X, which really started everything for us, which really started everything for Beachbody. Now, P90X is what started things for Steph and I. And you talk about two people that believed and showing belief. I mean, you just got to look at our story, guys. I mean, we had it rough. I lost 2 houses to foreclosure. I couldn't find a job in the recession. Like, life was tough. I mean, it got to the point where, Steph and I, we were living together and we didn't have any money for furniture. I mean, if you walked into our apartment, we told you that you were walking into our home gym, but the only reason why it was our home gym is because we didn't have any furniture. We couldn't afford furniture. I mean, it was so bad. Like, we had, I needed a desk, right? And I couldn't afford a desk. But I had 2 nightstands and a closet door. So, some Mexican ingenuity, and bam, I got myself a desk. But that's what it was. It was 2 nightstands and a closet door. And that's how we went into business.
Yeah, that's how you started your Beachbody business.
And that's how I started my
closet door.
A closet door. That's how we started. And that was our belief. Our first Success Club trip, our very first one. Some of you are contemplating whether or not to invest $300 on an opportunity to cash in this prize. Our first trip that we went to, we were totally clueless. I don't even know how we got out there, but it was in the Bahamas, and we were baroque. When we went to the hotel, I mean, y'all guys go and check in a hotel, and they ask you for a credit card, right? They ask you for a credit card so you can make a deposit. Like, we didn't even know if we had enough to cover the deposit. And they wanted our credit card, and we're just like holding our breath, and we're just like, wow, this is going to work. We're all the way over here. It better work. I don't know what we're going to do. But we believe, and it turned out to be one of the best experiences of our lives.
It was. And the funny thing, just how lost we were. We didn't even officially register for that trip. We qualified. We're like, all right, let's pack our bags. And we're like, you're not on the list.
We're all the way over there. What do you mean we're not on the list?
And that's a whole different story. But just to share with you how lost and clueless we were. But we just made that goal. We're like, we're gonna learn along the way and make it happen.
It was nuts. When we were there in San Antonio, some of you guys, y'all saw us when we were there. I mean, it was just like it was comical. We were just like, what are you guys doing? Do y'all even know what y'all are doing?
Nope.
we're going to do it anyway, because we believed, we believed and we took action. And when we would have meetings or we'd have events and there was just one person or there was just 5 people, did that stop us? No, because we kept on believing. We kept on believing. When we moved out here to San Diego, did we have a plan? Did we know how things were going to work out? Absolutely not.
And when we say like we believed, it wasn't necessarily like we were. There was time where I didn't necessarily say I believed, but I took action anyways. And because we continuously took action, then our belief system grew more and more and more. We did, to tell you, we even stood outside like a park and we handed out flyers for free workout. And, like we did so much action, and that action breeds belief and confidence. And that is what you want to do. Even if you're like, I'm not really sure about this, not really sure where I'm going to be a year from now, like keep taking small action steps each and every day. And that belief system is going to continue to grow, not just for, who we are as coaches and what Beachbody is and how it will play out in your life, but to you personally as a leader. And whenever there's doubt, ask yourself, how much action have I been taking? Yeah. Right? And when inactivity leads to doubt. And so you constantly want to take action. And that is how you continue to grow as a person. That is how you continue to grow as a coach. And making that unwavering commitment. An unwavering commitment to say, you know what, it doesn't matter, regardless if my week has been totally crazy, totally hectic, regardless if, I've been sick, like unwavering commitment means I'm not bending. I made this commitment and I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we shared Carl Deichler's story and how he believed, and we shared Tony Horton's story and how he believed, and, we touched on our story and how we believed. And so now it's about your story and your belief. Now, here's the thing, guys. Belief is a very funny thing. It's funny because the majority of your beliefs have been handed down to you. They have been passed down to you from your parents and from your friends. And so the majority of your beliefs have been given to you, and more than likely you've never questioned them. You've just accepted them. It's just who you are. It's what you believe. And we're here to tell you that you have the power to choose whether you accept them or not. You have the power to create a new belief. You have that power. It's really as simple as yes or no. Do you want to accept a belief that you were meant to live in the same city your entire life? Do you want to accept the belief that you're too old to accomplish anything with your life? Do you want to accept the belief that you'll never amount to the leader that you look up to be? And if you don't, then don't. You have the power to choose. You have the power to create a new belief. And how do you do it? Well, Steph touched on it. You do it with action. You do it with massive action. Your action is a demonstration of your belief. For those who have read the Bible or who are in tune with their faith, the Bible says that faith without action is dead. Faith without action is dead. And that's exactly what that means. Is that your belief without action isn't a belief at all. So what does believing mean? Well, we believe that we're going to be an elite team. And our actions are showing on our social media. It shows that we are actively posting. Our actions can be seen in our phone log. They can be seen in our messenger log, us reaching out and inviting people. Our action can be seen in our bank account when January 19th comes and we've got a $300 deposit down. Your belief is shown in a similar way. Your belief can be shown through your social media profiles, through your phone log, through your text messaging log, through your messenger app, through your bank account. And it's as simple as yes or no. It's as simple as yes or no. Do you believe? Yes. Are you going to send that message? Yes. You're going to send that invite? Yes. You're going to reach out to that person? Yes. Okay. When they give you an objection, are you going to continue to talk to them and find a way to turn that objection into a reason why they need your product? Yes. When you're talking to them, do you believe that you have the best solution for their needs? Yes. You know, those are all a demonstration of your belief. In 2016, guys, there's an opportunity for you to stretch that belief, to create that belief, to demonstrate that belief. You know, the only thing that holds us down, me, Steph, you, the only thing that holds us down is also the same thing that takes us to heights that we've never experienced before. And that's our belief. They could either be limiting or they can be empowering. Empowering belief. You know, when you get off this call, I want you to find somebody in your house and tell them.
I believe.
No, seriously, like,
we need a little change of tone.
Tell them I'm going to be, I'm going to be in the Dominican Republic next year. I'm going to be celebrating the Dominican Republic next year. And some of them are going to be like, awesome, can I go with you? Great. Keep those people around, and then the other people, they're going to be like, what? You're smoking crack. And then you just look them in the eye and say, watch me. Watch me.
And we do encourage you to integrate your family into what you're doing. Let them know, like, hey, I have this goal. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it or what it's, how it's going to be, but I have this goal, and share that goal. Bring your family along to it. Your kids, your mom, your dad, your spouse. Let them know what you're doing and show them, what it takes. I remember sitting down with my mom, and she was like, oh, yeah, yo no sé, Stephanie, but I was sitting there, but I'm like, I don't really understand it or what it is that you actually do, but I'm excited for you. And just sharing that belief with people outside of yourself, that is action in itself. Speaking about it, sharing it with others, and it's going to become more natural and organic and part of your life. And you start embracing it, and you start listening to yourself. You start hearing to the things you're saying, and you're like, man, who is this person I'm becoming because of daily action? So your belief can be this little, but you can be taking steps every day, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. As Ray was talking, I remembered back when we started as coaches, his belief was there. I was just like, I didn't really, I was like, okay, I believe in you, right? I believe in you, and I believe that you see something great, and I feed off of that, and I'll keep taking action. I don't really know if this is even something that I want to do, right? But I'll keep taking action. And I remember we went to Houston. I know that's my hometown. We went to Houston, and we had I reunited with a group of friends all from high school. And Ray, he kind of leaned over to me. He's like, how many how many people here are on like a program or something? And I looked around, I'm like, all of them, they're all drinking Shakeology. They're all, you know, and it didn't even like, I hadn't even resonated to me before. I'm like, and that, like that little, I still remember that. Like that grew my belief so much. I'm like, maybe I do know, you know, maybe I can do this. Maybe I am good at this. And that was before I even knew what I was doing. It was just sharing. Try it. You know, and so your belief system, consistent action breeds belief. And that is how you're going to continue growing.
It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. I mean, it just takes this much belief right here. This much belief to ignite a forest fire. You know, I'm part of a few groups, and one of the groups that I'm a part of is my fraternity. You know, I've got this national fraternity page, and you know, I didn't want to get too involved in it, and you know, I didn't want to say too much because my belief was just this little. Because I was out of the game. I wasn't doing what I had to do. But as I started pressing play to hammer and chisel, and as I started taking Energize and Recover and Shakeology, and as my gun started getting bigger and bigger and bigger,
and my head started
getting bigger with my chest and my shoulders, that belief system got big enough for me to light that match. You know, it got big enough for me to say, you know what? That's how much belief I needed in order to put myself out there, and to get others involved. That's it. You know, you have a network. I know you do. You all have a network. And it takes a belief to put yourself out there. And what does it come down to? Yes or no. Do you believe enough to be the pioneer in your social network? Yes or no? Now, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like my entire life I've been a pioneer. Now, I was the first one to go to college, and I was the first one to get a professional job. You know, when Steph and I made the decision to move out to California, I was the first one to leave Texas. You know, so I am comfortable. I have learned to be comfortable being the pioneer. You know, before everybody started posting their before and after pictures on Facebook, I was doing it. You know, before it all got crazy. Like, my coach number is 34126. If you go look at your coach number, you know, some of you guys are like 700,000. I was 34126. We were one of the first 50,000 coaches. You know, one of the first ones doing it. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I believed. You know, I believed. And I'm gonna tell you what, guys. I haven't believed as much as I believe right now. You know, as much as Steph and I have been able to do with this opportunity, as much as we've been able to, as much as we've done, as much as we've participated in, I have not believed as much as I do right now. And that's a very scary thing. It's a scary thing, and it's an exciting thing. Okay, I want you guys to have that feeling. I want you guys to have the same feeling that I have. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a team that is just so full of belief, so full of swag, you know, so full of just, man, that energy level? Can you imagine being a part of that and just walking in unison at these big events? That's crazy. That's great. I don't know if you've ever been a part of that, if you've ever, you know, had that kind of presence, but it is an unbelievable, unbelievable feeling. And I want you all to have it. So where does it start? Well, it starts with this. It starts with you rising up to this first challenge. This first challenge of 2016. And that's for each and every one of you right now that's on this call and that's listening to this recording, to hit Success Club 5 by next week. By next week. Believe that you can do that. That is reaching out to 3 people. Some of you, you've already got Success Club points. You know, I know, Ismail, he's already got 2 points. You know, Steph's already at 4 points. You know, you guys are already halfway there, 2/3 of the way there. So get all the way there. Get to Success Club 5 by next Tuesday. That's the first challenge. I want next Tuesday to be the call that you have been the most excited to be on because you did it, because you rose up to the challenge. I want you to be on the call 5 minutes early because you're that excited, because you met that challenge. Okay. How do you do it? You do it with belief. What is belief? Belief is action. Belief is action. It's getting out there and being active. You don't know what you're doing? Then be more active. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you throw enough darts at the dartboard, one of them's going to hit the bullseye. You know, so just get more active. And activity means inviting. Activity means inviting. It means inviting. Means inviting. So 2016, guys, it's the year of belief. It is the year that you get to prove to yourself that you're capable of whatever you put your mind to. That you have the power to decide what you believe in and what you don't. So as you set these new beliefs and you reject old beliefs, know that you are in control. And know that you've got a place every Tuesday to come together, get recharged, get refocused, and go back in with a new sense of belief. All right, so that's the challenge.
I do want to say something. Like, Ray's great at providing the inspiration. You know, he definitely has a gift. I always like to bring some action steps to the table. Some of you might like these action steps, you know, and you might have that personality. So they're just on this, you know, belief system and taking action. There's 2 things that you can do. If you're that person that's like, okay, give me some steps to take. The first step is tune into those things that are holding you back. You know, what are your fears? For example, like for me, it's like I didn't really believe, like I kept telling myself that I was too shy. That was one of the things that was holding me back. I'm too shy. You know what? I don't even know anything about fitness. So I had to tune into all the things, all the lies that I was telling myself, all those things that were not doing me service, you know, more of a disservice. And I had to write affirmations. You know, I had to write, I am confident. I trust myself. I am a leader. I have something of value. So tune into the things that are holding you back and combat those with positive affirmations. Write them in present tense. Keep them in front of you. Write them in your journal, whatever you had to do. I wrote them in my computer, printed them, and I had them in like 3 different areas of our house. And that affirmations over and over and over every day, tuning into them. And 2, when it comes to inviting, that action step, right? Hitting Success Club 5 by next week. One of the things that you can do is create a script. How are you gonna invite people? What are you gonna say? Hey, I know this is totally random, but I have an awesome challenge group coming up soon, and I'm looking for people to fill in, you know, to be a part of it. It might be for you, it might not be. Are you interested? Something like that, something simple. Write out a script. Copy, paste, send it to 10 people. Without hesitation, just send, and close my eyes, see what happens. Tell yourself that. Let me just see what happens. They say yes, they say no, they might not reply. Those are really 3 things that might happen. Yes, no, nothing. Create your script. Create positive affirmations, create your script, send it out to 10 people. If you're an overachiever, you'll send it out to 20, 30 people. That's my 2 cents.
Hammer, chisel. Hammer, chisel. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap this up with a flex shot. Let's do a flex shot. Let's make it a thing to do a flex shot. You know, at the end of every call, we'll just okay. So if you're tuning in and you haven't put on your camera, if you want to put on your camera for this call, feel free to do it. If you don't have your camera on, just flex and pretend like we've got a picture.
Anita's so photogenic. I remember trying to take a picture. I took like 10. I looked horrible. Anita was like picture perfect.
Okay. So
all right.
Flexing on 3, 1.
Everyone's
2.
People are like,
All right.
All right. 1, 2, and
2. All right, guys. So we'll see y'all next Tuesday. I'm excited to be on the call 5 minutes early with you.
Have a good night.